Hi, Juju with today's thought, and today we're going to be talking about unlawful aliens coming into the country. And I think it would be nice to do a comparison with lawful aliens coming into Scandinavian countries. In this case, you're going to see a video from Denmark. Denmark made a deliberate policy to just import, I guess, an unlimited amount of immigrants from third world countries. Now, in our country, we haven't done that legally, but we have a president who has just thrown open the borders, not only refuses to enforce the existing immigration laws, but is deliberately, willfully violating our immigration laws. And the assumption on their part is that these are all Democrats who are, the Democratic president, his whole administration, and they're operating on the assumption that people from third world countries, you're not seeing a flood of immigrants from, and not just third world countries. I mean, we would include China, which is no longer a third world country by any measure, but unlimited numbers of military age men coming into the country. Then you have the Muslim majority countries, and you have a lot of Muslims coming in who do not like this country. You have Dearborn, and you may have seen a Wall Street Journal article that Dearborn called Dearborn the jihadi capital of America. These are the people that are they are overwhelmingly calling for the defeat of Israel and the victory of Hamas, and Biden needs them to win Michigan. He believes that he does. Now, that just shows you something about a little digression here about the Democratic Party, that all they care about is power. And the problem they're having right now, they're trying to balance the Jewish vote, the traditional Jewish vote. I'm not one of these traditional Jewish voters for Democrats. I'm a conservative and I'm a Jew. But then you have on the other side this growing number, thanks to this immigration, this growing number of Muslim voters. So there are two voting blocks, and this is my warning, or my prediction to Jewish Democrats, that if the polity ever reaches a point that Democrats need Muslims to win and don't need Jews to win, then the Jews will be thrown under the bus. You'll be totally ignored by the Democratic Party, and the sooner you realize that and start, as I did, starting in 1980, start voting Republican, better off you're going to be, and the better off. Last time I checked, I think 8 million Jews in Israel will be. Okay, about half the Jewish population in the whole world now is in Israel. So now, getting back on track, though, Democrats, they believe you're not seeing immigrants being welcomed. They're coming illegally over the border from England and France and Scandinavian countries and Australia. These are third world people mostly, and China. And the assumption is, at least for the maybe not the Chinese, but the other ones, that they are potential Democrat voters, that someday they would be given amnesty and they would be able to vote. Or they would have children, and unless we get rid of birthright citizenship, their children will automatically be American citizens when they're born. They can go out and they could have, 8 or 9 kids, every family, and then they'll all be American citizens, and they would vote Democrat, according to the Democrats. Now, that's not working out so well with Hispanics, at least Hispanic Americans. They are siding increasingly with the Republicans. But the point I want to get is that when you don't vet anybody, when you don't let when you just let everybody into the country on the assumption that, never mind voting for Democrats, that they are people just like us, that you can take somebody out of a totalitarian country or a heavily Islamic country where they believe in jihad and so on and so forth, and that you just physically transfer them from there to America, that they will assimilate and they will become Americans, just like us, and have the same beliefs and abandon their old culture instead of wanting to bring their culture with them and create these ethnic conclaves, such as in Dearborn, Michigan, Hamtramck, Michigan, and have their own culture and create what you're seeing in Europe, in Sweden, and especially in France, no-go zones where people who are, if you're not a Muslim, you can't go into these. You'll be harassed and even attacked if you go into these certain neighborhoods. So I'm going to show you now, and Denmark is changing their policy now, I understand, because of what you're going to see in this video that I'm going to show you. Now, I believe it's Denmark. I read the article from which this video comes. I don't remember specifically, but I looked up. There's a word billigt in the background, which means cheap, and from what I understand, that's Danish, so I'm assuming this is Denmark, definitely a Scandinavian country. And you're going to see something in a moment, and then I'm going to tell you what really worries me about this country. But first of all, watch the video and tell me, that's what we have the comment section for, and tell me is this what you want for America?
And they don't assimilate well into the Swedish culture and society, and they're unemployed, and they're poor. So you add all these factors together, and their youth are feeling marginalized and don't speak Swedish very well, so they don't get jobs or get into the Swedish youth culture either.
But not everyone is hostile.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my cousin lives in Melbourne.
Many locals are polite and friendly and happy to talk.
It's good. I'm very happy.
But what happened next changed everything. The police leave, and as we prepare to go, young men masking their faces arrive.
Good, you're doing good.
You're doing good?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Take it easy.
Okay, you too.
And attack.
Go! Mate! Go! Don't you touch me! Okay, we're gonna drink.
Excuse me.
Wait.
Please. No, we are leaving, but you don't need to hurt us. There's no need to be unkind.
You can't feel. No, don't do it.
The gang's attention turns when a local intervenes and drives his mobility scooter into the most violent attacker.
We've been individually attacked.
Okay, you just saw that when the police were there, these immigrants, and these are lawful immigrants, okay, they're not unlawful aliens. They were let into the country, that's my understanding, and you saw how friendly they were when the police were there, but as soon as the police left, they changed completely. And that's my concern, because we have a very left-wing corporate media, mainstream media, legacy media, whatever you want to call them. Plus you have CNN, MSNBC, all of these left-wing media outlets, not to mention social media, but mainly the news media. And they are, because they're Democrats and because they want Democrats to be able to run the country forever, they are very pro-immigrant, pro-third world. That's important. Again, you don't see them advocating for Englishmen and Frenchmen and Scotsmen. They want third world. They want third world immigrants, mainly Hispanic, Latin speaking, and apparently Arabs, Muslims. Now, the point is that because this is their mindset, you might see something like similar to what you just saw, which these they'll go in, they'll create a pro immigrant narrative, whether they are lawful or unlawful, vetted or unvetted, makes no difference to them, and they will have some reporters go out and interview these some of these people and say, and they'll be on camera smiling and saying how much they love America and how friendly they are if the police are there. But as soon as the police leave, then they will not be so friendly. And I would go even farther, that if the police even are not there, but the cameras are running, they will be friendly for the cameras. But as soon as the cameras are off, then they will change completely. And then you will see them as they really are, hostile to America, and yada, yada, yada. And then there is the possibility that the cameras, they'll act that way when the cameras are running too, but the mainstream media will edit those parts out. And and I would even go farther than that and say you may have some people, especially the very far left wing, will say, okay, we'll coach them and say, okay, we're going to turn on the cameras and we want you to all act friendly, and then when we turn off the cameras, then you're welcome to, express your true feelings. So that's my thought for today. I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts, whether you agree with me or not, as long as I told one commenter, I complimented one commenter because I don't usually go into the comments and reply to commenters. I feel that's your space. I have the blog to say whatever I want for as long as I want. But disagreed with me completely, but was really respectful, and I replied and I said, no problem. I welcome your opinion, even if you don't agree with me, as long as you state it respectfully. I said all opinions are welcome as long as they're stated respectively, as this person did. And then this person replied to me and thanked me and said, thank me. So all comments are welcome. Interested in hearing them. There's the comment section there. But in any case, if you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.